This is gonna be a weird one. God damn. Why is the lighting all dicked up? It's because there's no light. What lighting? You retard. Okay. Well, if the title of the stream seems kind of strange, it's because life is strange. Not that weird game like Life is Strange. No, life is just strange. And now the mic sounds strange. The mic has some kind of damage. I probably just from yelling into it like a moron. But I feel like it's fluctuating. Like it hears me more or less. Oh God, the horror. So for the last month, I've been going through some really fucked up shit. And I've also been experimenting with being drinky. Oh fuck. Is this a poor decision? Yes, it is. Fuck. I knew I wanted to make this stream. I knew I wanted to drink. It's snowing outside. Okay, let's break it down here. This is like breaking down the etymology of animals. Speaking of which, the brown bear is actually named. This is a fun little tidbit. The brown bear is named Horribilis Arcturus. It's one of them is Greek, one of them is Latin. Arcturus is Greek for bear, and Latin for bear is the constellation that I can't fucking remember, Ursus. So essentially, it's Horribilis Ursus Arcturus, otherwise known as Horrible Bear. Like, let's break it down. You know what I mean? Say, what is it doing? It's being a bear, just like eating somebody. Ooh, it's being a horrible bear. So that. So let's break it down. It's snowing outside. This is North Carolina. I'm off tomorrow. But it's the first day off in like however long, because I have been working nonstop overtime because coronavirus has just been pounding us in the butthole. I don't even know what it is. It's just the flu. NC has been hit with the flu. Everybody that I work with is called out because they're pussies. I, for whatever reason, haven't gotten sick. Hope that's enough wood. Giggity. And so I've been working nonstop overtime. That doesn't matter. The federal government hit me up and said that I owed back taxes. So that's something, and I don't want to get into that. And I think it's clearly their fault. And I tried to call and fight it, and I was on hold for a million years, and the notice was passed through, and I told this to my old man, and he was like, you should not have given them the money. Like, you could have bought that if they were wrong, and they wouldn't have done shit. And I was like, look, I just want the big giant to go away. I don't have that part like my dad does for that kind of black magic. You know what I mean? I don't know how to, if 3% APR financing, I don't know how to, I'm not a boomer, so I don't want to fuck with that. So I cut him a check because I'm working nonstop overtime. But don't worry, because I got fucking pulled over the other day, and now I got a $200 fucking speeding ticket. But don't worry, it doesn't end there. There's a whole bunch of other shit, and I thought, like, you know, I would go on a small, but it is a balance between, like, I don't want to go on a tirade, and I don't want to be a woe is me, you know, like, give me sympathy kind of guy. But, like, I want to explain, I'm not just, like, jerking off and going, like, I don't give a fuck about my fans or whatever. Like, I'm trying to fix my life, and I'm struggling with a lot of thoughts. And, well, let's just say that this is actually a victory. If it wasn't this, I don't want to finish the thought, but I'm sure you can figure it out. Like, you know, what's Tolstoy doing? Disappearing into the wilderness with his 12 gauge. Like, was he hunting? Like, it's not hunting season. There you go. And then all of a sudden, I bet you can hear me, but the attachment for the, you know, my ears is effed up. So that's probably right. Because when I play these back and I listen to them, the microphone doesn't sound too dicked up. But I don't know. So, Christ. Anyway, this was my compromise because I was thinking to myself, it's a snow day. And I was like, well, you got all-wheel drive. You can go to the gym. It's not terrible. I'm like, yeah, but the gym is down a couple of big hills. It's just the perfect style of it's been raining all day. Then the rain turned to sleet. Now it's turned to snow, and it's going to freeze over in the darkness. And after getting a speeding ticket, like, I don't want to tempt fate. I don't want the universe to know where I'm at. That, and I just feel like fucking fat as holy hell because I've been bulking, but it's been kind of a dirty bulk. Every time I say dirty bulk, I want to be, ooh, ghetto girl, you drive me crazy. Sorry. Fuck off. I wish I had more energy for this, but it's just been so fucking long. And my days. And yesterday was my day off, and I was going to meal prep and pay bills and tickets. And then they called me in again because someone called the fuck out. And so, I could use some good fucking news. Anyway, this was my compromise. I know that for anyone who's going to say, you know, oh, Tolstoy, White Claw, you're such a soy boy. Well, fuck it. I guess I am, because fuck me, Freddie. That's something else. When I was pulled over, there was a bitch in the car with me, and that didn't go good either. Having a bitch in the car with me, it was better than that. Never mind. Fucking what's that old? I think it was Chris Rock show where he had a show for like half a second. Where it was like, ways to not get your ass beat by the. And you know what? Considering the situation, and I don't want to say anything more, could have been so much fucking worse. I actually have to thank my lucky stars, because that could have turned. Anyway, that could have turned bad. So I'm usually, obviously, if I was to have my way, I'd be drinking whiskey and playing Russian roulette. True story. But the other part of me that's like, hey, Tolstoy, don't go full over the deep end. Like, I can wake up tomorrow because it's going to be 40 degrees, and I think a lot of this will be melted. It's North Carolina. Everyone's panicking, but it'll be fine. And I can go to the gym tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I'll still be a fat ass tomorrow. It's not going to fucking change. Oh, wait a second. Not if you drink tonight, you fucking can't. You dumbass. That's how there's so many factors to consider. You know what I mean? It's like, well, let's see. The roads could be slick, but also times the power of fat ass minus drinking. So then I was like, well, you could just drink beers. Because recently I've discovered that I can drink. I can stay more functional and not get blackout. We don't blackout if we don't go full retard if it's not liquor. They say, candy's dandy, but liquor is going to make you blackout drunk. So I was actually meal prepping, and I had 4 beers, and I don't think I should incriminate. I had 4. Excuse me, I misspoke. They weren't beers. Beers. Smoking weed, snorting coke. Anyway, no, they weren't beers. They were root beers, is what I meant to say. So I had 4 fucking root beers, but then I wanted more root beer. So I walked my fat ass down to the knockoff 7-Eleven, picked up a 6-pack of root beers. The guy's like, need a bag? And I was like, nah. And I was finally at that stage of fuck it that I used to achieve. And I cracked open a root beer and just started drinking it on the way back to my apartment. But then I realized I had to take a pee because I'm drinking so many root beers. I totally didn't just take a piss on the highway. Like, I didn't totally do that. Because clearly I wouldn't fucking do that. I'm not a fucking animal. So I've never tried these before, but this was my compromise. They're 5%. I got a 12-pack. I feel like this is a good if later on, because I might watch The Hateful Eight. This was my promise to myself. I said I would not watch Hateful Eight because I missed it when it came out in theaters, and it was in that Spectravision shit that Tarantino had to get antique camera operators to start, learning how to use again. And it's on Netflix, I think. If it's not, I'm going to get it on that Amazon Prime. And it's snowing outside. And I said this was the only way. But I said I knew I'd want to get drunk. But we're not going to get too drunk. So it's essentially just flavored water with 5% alcohol. I have never tried this before. Also, there's no laws when you're drinking claws. How damn, is this ASMR? It is ASMR. It's White Claw ASMR. There's no way that has alcohol in it. I don't taste it. 5%? Are you sure? Are you sure, son? The only thing that pisses me off is that it has 100 calories in it. But I was like doing the math, and I was like, 12 by 100. That's 1,200 calories. And technically, in accordance with my basal metabolic rate, whatever the fuck, because I've just been like retard lifting for years now, and apparently I use a lot of bro science, is what I'm told. Like, if you're not sore the next day, you didn't fucking work out, bro. So all the smart bros always ask me, what's my, what are my macros? And I'm just like, my macros? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? I don't know what a macro. And so I finally, I haven't looked at my macros, but essentially for somebody who's as active as I am, 1,800 calories at minimum. I've been eating more than that. I've been eating around maybe 2,100. And What happens is I get fat, so. Let's read some comments. Not contemplate shooting ourselves. Kane the Warlock says, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Kane? I think you used to be Cthulhu Films. Hardy Hat says, hello, you silly humans. Perfect timing, Uncle T. I just went on my lunch, says Twin Phalanx. Like, what are you doing eating lunch at 6:30? It's like you're in a different time zone or something. Ultimate X James says, Life is Strange is an amazing game. Don't you dare diss it or you will go with the Terminator. It is social justice trash. Take that purple hair shit out back right next to where Last of Us is. It's just going to like turn the corner and see like the grave where Last of Us is right next to Nazi Hunter 64. What was that fucking game called? Yup. That's the game, all right. Nazi Hunter 64. Fuck. Wolfenstein. Oh, then he says he's joking. Matthew Borkowski says, if you knock on wood, it can't have legs. What? Why? Why are you coming up with this bullshit to fuck with me? Why are you coming up with this? Just let me have it. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything. I don't know why I became like a Brooklyn guy for a minute there. It's because my character in Vampires was from New York. So like I legitimately just like listened to It's a Gundam's accent and I kind of just jacked that. And so I just kind of try to talk like it's a Gundam. I don't try to make it too bad because one of the people I was playing with, she really hates it when you do accents. But if you ask me to roleplay, I'm going to fucking roleplay. That's not even it. I can't do Seth anymore. How does Seth sound? He mostly just sounds like me. No, does he sound like me? Yeah, this is Seth. It's just very, very, very light. So it's essentially kind of the same treatment that they gave, who's the X-Men from Louisiana? Gambit, because when they were making the cartoon, they were like, do several different Louisiana accents in different thicknesses, and we will decide which of these will be Gambit. And they ended up going with one that was barely there. So, he's just like, it's like a crocodile lunch, baby. And I'm like, the fuck? That's not what people from there sound like. Not that I would fucking know. Sukabliet says, in Alabama, we just get rain. That's it. Yeah, well, good for you. But we're not. Wait a second. Is Alabama? They're on. You guys are on latitude with us. Right? Or are you more southern than we are? What's to the west? Like Tennessee. Yeah, and I thought Alabama, maybe you're to the south. Oh, you have to be. You touch the ocean on the bottom. You're on the third coast. Never mind. Shut up. All right? I'm drunk. Off my white girl White Claws that I don't think have alcohol in them. I'm literally just going to pound this. I mean, by the way, have y'all seen that one video of like, this dude is my power animal. He straight up pulls out a pistol on a beer and he says taxation is theft and he shoots the top of it off and then like tries to chug what's left. Like, that guy gets it. I don't think there's actually any alcohol in this. Good shit. Matthew Borowski or whatever says, nothing wrong with White Claws. Like I said, man, no laws when you're drinking claws, baby. They, honestly, they've just really had a good advertisement team. And I mean, it's a good idea. It's just spiked seltzer. I mean, for people who want to get trizashed slow, it's a very niche market, but fuck if I did not find myself in this niche. Rosebeden says, I was worried that you were dead for a little bit there, dude. Yeah, I ran the gambit. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, my suicidal ideation is just through the goddamn roof. I made myself sick in the lunchroom at work because I was Googling the proper method for how to dispose of yourself using a 12 gauge. And people were like, because I've heard mixed stuff. Like, I've heard it's Hollywood to stick it in your mouth. And I've been told it's place it against temple. Although you would think right here so that the slug would pass all the way fucking through. And then people are like, ooh, technically there's a bunch of medical journals. People are posting about how patient A in Mississippi fucked it up and now he's missing half his face. And he goes around telling school children about now he looks like Fire Marshal Bill. And he's like, now I feel better about my life. Like, that's not me. And before you all start with your social, you are my personal friends and you're watching this, don't text me. I like to be isolated and I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm just updating you on like the reality of the situation, which is that my life is shit and that, I would like the pain to stop eventually. Like, I'm not sure it's ever going to get better. I saw the sun for like half a second, like a couple of years ago, but it took a lot of pain for me to get just that far. I don't know. And then I keep on going through cycles of like psyching myself up and thinking that I can do this and I can keep living. And I just got to like make all of these over the top Ender's Game-esque final fucking plays into the goddamn end zone. And then just like I'm sitting there, I get my pay raises because I passed my shit and all my exams. And now I'm making a couple more dollars and I'm almost to like living standards just for this fucking state, which actually could be worse because North Carolina is really not all that bad for the South. This is not Mississippi. I'm not going to lie. I mean, look, I have really fast internet. I mean, and I'm living in a nice area, you know. So I get all my shit, and then I'm like, well, don't go out and spend a bunch of money like a retard. Save that money, get your debt down. Focus now on getting another job, get even more money. You know, maybe get some healthcare, get your fucking teeth checked out by a dentist because I'm sure it's bad, and all that shit. Then the government whips the big old dick out and fucks me for $300. And it's just like, and maybe that doesn't seem like a lot to you, but it's a lot to fucking me. So, and I don't feel like this is an admission of guilt. First of all, on the form, you have to sign, yeah, I'm guilty or whatever, you know, or it's not even like guilty. Like I guess they accept that it might be an omission or something. They're like, you omitted some income. And I'm like, how? Here's what I do. I go into TurboTax. I take my W-2s. I put in the code. It auto-populates what I made unless my employer told you something wrong, and in which case, why shouldn't they have to fucking deal? Okay, whatever. So then I get down on myself, and I start feeling like it's something that I've done wrong, and I just sit there kicking myself all day until I realize, like, how could I have possibly known? How could I have possibly known that this was going to fucking happen? Do people everywhere just walk around, like in America, thinking like, yep, here's my emergency money in case fucking the federal government wants to bend you over and bone you? Like, fuck. So... yeah, no fucking SJW crybaby like, well, you know, if you're really feeling that, like, no, life is fucking horrible, man. If it was totally legal and my best friend asked me to murk them, like, I would go out into the woods and have a drink with them, hopefully not White Claw, and I would take their life for them. Like, fuck. But I guess I'm just kind of Japanese in that sense. That's something about the Japs that I super admire, is they have a very positive view of fucking suicide. And I also believe in reincarnation, although I guess the Buddhists say that like it takes down your score, your high fucking score for this round gets taken down a shit ton if you eat the 12 gauge sandwich. So fuck if I know. Connor Egan says 6-pack of root beers. Yes, of course. Yes, root beers. Steamed hams. Well, steamed ham. You call hamburgers steamed hams. It's a Unica expression. 8-Man says yo 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 yo. Mark 7 says don't do it. No. I can only taste the lime. God damn, no wonder white bitches love this. I mean, women of the Caucasian persuasion. What? That was great. Women of the Caucasian persuasion, baby. Like, what the fuck? Like, where are all the white women at? Just kidding. I don't give a shit about y'all, because you don't give a shit about me, bitch. No, I mean, we have to, you know, be white. I mean, we have to be allies to the women who are proud. Hey, man, how's Birds of Prey doing? You lost to a blue hedgehog, you faggots. I'm sorry. No, that was a bad word. I didn't mean it. I meant like a bundle of twigs. Like you're all bound together. You know what I mean? You are a mighty faggot. I will be erasing this entire thing. Connor Egan says, White Claws sneak up on you. I don't feel anything right now. I don't know. We'll see. 8-Man says, we don't have snow in Holland anymore. Real strange. Yeah, man, global warming, bro. We're all fucked. North Carolina is just like left, right, left. It's just hot, cold, hot. Like, I never know what to fucking wear anymore, which is why this hoodie is actually super decent, because it's kind of like all weather. You could actually wear this in 60 degrees and you'd be okay. But that's just me. King of Europe 1 says, just throw a bit of vodka in it. Improves every drink. Yeah, except for I don't have hard alcohol. I purposely did not get myself enough alcohol so that I could destroy myself. Like, I'm pretty sure if I pounded every single one of these White Claws, I would be okay. Like, not okay. Wouldn't try to drive, you know, very fast. But Kane the Warlock says, the funniest thing to me about the Hateful Eight is when they accidentally destroyed an antique guitar. And yes, I was Cthulhu Films. All right, well, now I know. Spoiler alert about antique guitars, bro. Gallo Shank says, you like expensive bushcraft gear. Consider Winkler knives and Savata for the backpacks and whatnot. Well, I already have my brands that I'm loyal to be perfectly honest. And I don't need them to be any more expensive. And honestly, they do. Once I reach the thing that it's not even about the expense. Once I reach the thing that it does. I don't need to go any, and it doesn't even have to be expensive. It just has to be good. And in today's horrible late-stage capitalist society, expensive usually is the only way to assure any kind of good, except for in like the brief, occasions where you can just get a shitty-ass Casio watch that will last you fucking years through all of the heinous shit. And it does what you need it to fucking do. That's something that I like, we've talked about this before. I'm like, am I a poser for wearing a North Face shit? Because I see people wearing North Face all the time, and they don't strike me as the outdoorsy fucking type. And I guess you don't fucking have to be to wear a goddamn hoodie, but it feels poserish. And people have called me a poser all my life, and I'm like, I don't want to turn around and do that to them, but I'm starting to see where they were coming from. Because okay, so I take this bitch to the climbing gym again. This bitch got one of them purses that's made of 4 strands. You've seen them. They're called like kudu or kofu or tofu or kanga. And it's 4 pieces of climbing cordage that makes it. It's a single sling, like purse thing, and she has a North Face bag, and she lived in Asheville for a little bit. So she's a hippy dippy, and she goes out into the woods and shit. And I'm like, then climb, bitch. And she just I finally got her to go up 8 feet. And I refused to let her come down. I was like, kick off the wall. Kick off, repel, kick off against the wall. I'm trying to prove to you that. And she thinks the rope's gonna snap or that I can't hold her fat ass. But I'm telling her, I've belayed a man who's 260 pounds. This is fine. It's all fine. Just fucking kick off against it. And I was just like, you wear that fucking purse. You rep out. What the fuck? And she was like, well, I'm just into hiking and shit. I'm like, what? On a dirt path that cuts through flatness? Are you into mall walking? Is that what you do? Because even when I first started hiking, I saw slopes and rocks and I scrambled on them and they terrified the shit out of me. You gotta cut your teeth. Quit being a bitch. Fucking do that shit. Also, suck my dick. I didn't say that part. I should have said that part. I should have said, you ain't coming out. I ain't driving you home. No, I'm just fucking kidding. No, none of that shit happened. I don't give a fuck no more. What are they going to do? Close the YouTube channel? I don't even... By the way, I opened this up to monetization. Can you all flip a coin to your Witcher? I don't even know how that works. I'm just interested to see how it would work. Is there a button you can hit that gives me it wouldn't even, right? Would it go to my AdSense account? Would it go to it's not linked to PayPal. I don't know how this shit fucking works. I don't have to know how this shit fucking works. I'm Tolstoy. King of Europe says, I fucking hate getting old, almost 30, and I have to give a shit about calories. Getting old is suffering. Yeah. I haven't had to care about calories since I was 16. I don't want to hear it. You ain't got shit. What was it? Just funny. Oh, yeah, I skipped a bunch. Let's see. Okay, well, 8Man is wrong. He says Gambit is from France. No, he's not. Gambit is from Louisiana. Yes, the Louisianans are, they have some French in there, but that's Creole. It's different. Sukabliet says angry banjo noises. Okay. From random boogaloo noises. Man, fucking Virginia and the lawmakers back down. I was pissed. God damn, these are not going to do it. I sort of feel it. I'm going to have to start pounding these, man. It honestly just feels like I'm a little tired. Christ. Guys. I mean, usually I do drink IPAs if I drink beer, but I was pounding Yinglings, and those are 5.4? Wouldn't make a difference. Gallowshank says, Alberta, Canada has been watching you since I was 10. I'm now 21. GG. I don't know if that's good going. Great going. GG, gotta go. Okay. Alberta, Canada. Is that all wildernessy Canada, or is that you guys have forgotten your badass hunting, trapping roots and your cucks? Is it cool Canada, or is that cuckada? Let me know in the comments. Twin Phalanx says, nah, TK, I work second shift. They're not offering snowing all that bad out there, but it's gonna snow apparently until 2 a.m. So I might actually be trapped here. And in which case, now I wish I had more liquor. I don't give a fuck, dude. I will hike. My fat ass. Doesn't matter to me. I'll gear the fuck up, man. I'll be all hungover and shit like that with the Ushanka and everything. Actually, with that jacket that I purchased or whatever before that trip to Baston, I feel like I kind of am cosplaying as my character from The Division. I look a little bit like my character from the first Division game. David ASMR says, "Can you do really quick ASMR, please?" These White Claws don't do shit. I would have been better off getting some fucking whiskey. I didn't even eat that much today, although I'm trying to keep my protein content up, because I don't even know why I have this on my desk. This is a speed loader for a 357 Magnum. Yeah, is that bad? Is that pretty good? You like that? Nah, it's fucking shit. What the fuck is this? It got some crinkles. It's like a screen cleaner. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Oh yeah, do you like that? Because I don't like that. No, I don't like that. Let's turn that right the fuck back down. I don't know if that turns down what I'm hearing, or it must. This thing doesn't change how sensitive it is. It changes how that knob changes how much I can hear myself, which can't tune myself out, bro. King Europe says, oh, fat, and it jumps. And the house is jumping. King of Europe says, "Oh, Tolstoy, I want to give you a big gay hug, you sad goofus." Don't. But thank you, sort of. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, hello. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake. Robert Kilpatrick says, all right, big man. Wish I was big. Fuck. I actually think that's like, I'm like coming to this horrible fucking conclusion that like no matter what I do with my life or do to improve myself, either physically or mentally, like essentially if you're just not tall, like hang yourself. Like 4chan is probably right. Like if you're a manlet, kill yourself, because like fuck. How am I losing to a 20-year-old soy boy? Like I don't fucking get it. Like and so I'm just like, all right, ritual combat. Let's fucking do it. If I lose, I die. You know what I mean? And I get my wish. And I get my fucking wish, you know, or I win, which fucking, I can hear the collective female scream of like, no, he's short. Like, I can hear that shit. That's actually the conclusion that I'm fucking coming to. I'm trying not to, though. I do see like a lot of like military personnel who are like looking me in the eye. Okay, but they're wearing like some big shiny fucking badge, and bitches love that shit. Like, goddamn. I wonder if the Navy will still take me. Maybe I can get some fat chick if I get out of the Navy. I don't fucking know. Like, Christ, man. Wouldn't be that big a deal if the bitch wasn't like a 6. Like when yeah, like a 6, but like still, like bitch, you turning your nose up at me, like that's the wrong fucking thing to do. You know, like it's some pretty Cthulhu maddening shit. You know what I mean? Like to have the knowledge that you're not supposed to fucking have. Can't pronounce that motherfucker's name. Looks like his name is Einerjar. J95 says, I think the Sonic movie was good, but if you hate it, express why. I will fucking express why. Hang on. This shit is shit. Are they all lime? Son, it said party pack. I thought there were multiple flavors in here. Oh, okay, all right. I don't want to drink another lime. What do we got here? Is raspberry. Here you go. Get me a fucking raspberry. I like how it says made pure. Wait, where is it? There you go. Made pure. Made pure. Like, fuck it. What? What does that mean? Like, you can't lie to me, bitch. I know my shit. Like, of course it's made pure. The FDA assures that you will have the Pure Clean Food and Water Drug Cosmetic Act of 1906. You know? Nobody fucketh with the FDA. Except for the DEA, who tells them what to do. Just kidding. That's not really how that works. So me and my brother went to go see the Sonic movie. And because I had such a shitty week, and I was like, I have been working nonstop. All I do is work. And I also find time to work out. No, don't think just because I'm working overtime means I don't fucking work out. You know what I mean? That's actually something I told that bad bitch when she was like, well, what if I fall? Like, can you hold my weight? And I literally said, like, while she was still climbing, I said, bitch, do I not look like a house down here? Fuck you. And I'm like, I'm not looking at her ass. Like, there was a reflection, like a mirror on the edge while she's climbing. And I'm not even, like, looking at her ass. It's fucking glorious, though. I'm like looking at me belaying, and I'm like looking at my muscles, and I'm like, yeah, right. Like, you know what I mean? But fuck it. Fuck it. It doesn't fucking matter. None of this matters. God told me so. So anyway, I wanted to do something for me and my brother. So we went to, thankfully there's like a movie theater like real close by. So, I got out of the gym and I was like, Sanic. And I actually walked up to the ticket teller and I actually said, I want 2 adults for Sanic. I said it SANIC, and he didn't even blink. He was like, yep, autism. And he just like gave us the tickets, you know what I mean? We go into the theater. I'm surprised. I mean, there were some kids there, but it's the South, so they generally beat the children. And the children know to shut the fuck up. I mean, there was people talking, but it wasn't fucking loud. There was no one going like, look outside! Look outside! Don't do that! Like, no one was fucking doing that. There was whispering, but like for the most part, it's a great movie watching experience down here. I have no, like, people are pretty respectful and shut the fuck up in the theaters down here. You know what I mean? Like, anyway. So, I think the perfect way to sum it up is this. Me and my brother, we grew up on the Sanic, and we watched the Sanic Sat AM and read the Sanic Archie comics and played the Sanic at the video games. And we were big into the lore, and I know a lot about the lore, and I get it. Not every normie is going to like the lore. So to bring in the normies, they're not going to go full on Archie comics, which if you know a lot about the Sanic Archie comics, you know that it gets, I mean, literally, I think it takes kind of a page out of Road Warrior. It's Mad Max. If you, I don't want to spoil nothing, but like when you go on that wiki, man, whatever you do, don't drop acid first, because when you find out that Sonic the Hedgehog is 70% genetically human, 30% hedgehog, because of an alien species that dropped a bomb called the Gene Bomb on planet Earth, turning it into Mobius. Yes, Dr. Robotnik's not really a human. He is a mutated human that's the closest to the species that we knew as human before that bomb got dropped, and it's called an overlander. But they're all kind of, and I actually thought that was like a really cool concept, that the overlanders look like humans, but they're more like kind of a little bit of a throwback to Stephen King's The Tommyknockers. They have the ability to be advanced, but they're just savage, mean, grumpy assholes. So essentially they won't work together. Therefore they can't achieve, group goals. They can't, why is the little, there you go. Yeah. But Robotnik, even though he is one of them, is like the smartest one of them, but he's still an aggressive asshole. So even though he's a genius, he's fooled by a little blue goddamn hedgehog, because all of his shit, all of his genius is focused into hate, which is kind of also a throwback to I have no mouth and I must scream. Man, this got really fucking weird and quasi-educated. Yes, there's a hole in my lip. You're gonna shut the fuck up about it. Beer just hits better. I don't know. Well, yeah, you had an empty stomach and you were coming out of the climbing gym. So you had worked up and your metabolism was probably running higher. Anyway. So I didn't expect them to go full Archie Comics lore on our asses. I reckon I knew it was going to be in the real world. I only went because I wanted to support them, because I saw that they changed the goddamn design, and I was like, if we don't support it, I mean, it's like what they say about training a dog. You can yell at the dog all you want, and the dog doesn't like that, but the best thing to do is to praise it when it does the thing that you do like. So, we go see Sanic. Well, in the theater, in the trailers, they were showing the trailer for the new, Disney has to make a live remake of everything, so Mulan, which actually I really liked as a kid. That was, I saw the Disney films as a kid, but I didn't really like Disney. I don't know why. But of my favorites, Aladdin was the best. I saw Lion King, but it didn't, and I liked it at the time, but it didn't stick with me the way that Aladdin did. I wish I had been of the age to see Atlantis. That would have been my fucking shit. That's kind of my shit now. Anyway, long story short, I liked Mulan. Anyway, so I see that they've dropped Mushu the dragon. Well, this could be for a number of reasons. One might have to do with the way that the movie played in China. It wasn't well received, the cartoon version in China, the first time, and the Chinese don't like people who are. So they dropped Mushu. which I thought was one of the cooler parts of the movie. I like Eddie Murphy, and I like seeing him as a talking dragon. Like, and also, do they not know how much Chinese people love dragons? Like, they're summoning up this imagery of the phoenix. They're like, oh, our family symbol is the phoenix and stuff like that. Yeah, actually, okay. Quick, so the phoenix is actually a Greek mythological, you know what I mean? And I'm sure that there's a equivalent to that in Chinese mythology, but dragons, like that's common knowledge. Like Chinese and Japanese love dragons. That's like I don't know. It's like saying like Germans don't like mountains. You know what I mean? Like I don't think there's a German legend that has mountains in it. Like what? So they got rid of that, and I'm like, well, maybe they're going for a less, magical, more realistic approach. Like they're really trying to tell the legend of Famulan, which they keep on calling Hamulan. And I'm like, I don't think that's right either. And then halfway through the trailer, some like magic hawk bitch. I'm not even making this up. She's like a warlock. And except for the female equivalent of a warlock is a witchlock, is a wizard, is a forest bitch. She turns into an owl or a hawk and she flies away. Then the Mongolian. Oh, yeah, he's not Mongolian anymore. Oh, yeah, he is. He's not Hungarian. He's Mongolian now. All right, cool, fine. He Matrix runs up a wall. He Prince of Persia's that shit. And I legitimately thought, listen, what are you going for? Are you trying to be realistic or are you trying to be magical? Because which? And if you're going to be magical, keep the giant fucking talking dragon. Kevin Hart could have voiced him, you. And that's my deal, is like, so for Sanic, they didn't go balls out and go like, oh yeah, man, he's a magic blue hedgehog that lives on a floating island that's powered by Chaos Emeralds where the Dr. Evil Robotnik Eggman tries to use roboticized animals to fight him. But don't worry, there's a magical echidna that, catches up with him. And also, the rings, when he gets 100, he turns into like Mega Sonic. And so they didn't consult any of the lore. And I'm like, okay, you're trying to attract normies to the theater. But like, there have been other IPs that you have treated with more respect and thrown in there with full fucking lore, balls out, that have done just goddamn fine. And case in point, Harry fucking Potter. You know what I mean? Like I'm a normie when it comes to Harry Potter. I don't really care for it, but I get the gist. I've never read any. I read like the first two. Then after that, I stopped caring. But I've seen some of the movies. I've seen at least the first two. But the point is, normies come off the street and they definitely watch Harry Potter and they learn about the Twizzlebucks and the Snizzlebucks and the every flavored beans, and they learn about the Hufflepuff and the Snifflepuff and the Ravendews, and they learn all that fucking shit and all the weird shit that has to do with this universe. And then they see the T-shirt that says Ravenpuff and they're like, yeah, and they put that shit the fuck on. Like, you could have done that with Sonic. You could have shown it the respect. You didn't have to go full balls out and be like, oh yeah, man, Archie Comics, LOL, Gene Bomb, he's 70% human, Mad Max, woohoo. You didn't have to do that, but you didn't have to be all like, yeah, man, he's just a hedgehog, we don't know where he comes from, kind of thing. Like, I feel like they were testing the waters. I don't want to go spoil it, but if you watch it and you've seen the secret ending or whatever, I feel like they were just setting up for, hey, we'll be wackier in the future. This was just us testing it out to see if it worked. Whatever. So it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. Gallo Shank says, is the Buddha statue in the back? Is in the back, dude. Yeah. He's been there for a long time. He had his head cut off on the ride down here. I had to fix that with super glue. I'm sure the Buddha doesn't mind. Jesus Christ, King says, just be gay and you never have to deal with women again. Easy, dude. Worked for me. Dude, I wish it was that easy. I wish I could be gay. Bro, are you kidding? If I could, that's how I know it's not a choice. If I could choose to be gay, I would have been gay by now. Holy shit. Like, imagine being able to not have your sexuality constrained and to be able to go into a gay bar and know that it's a place for you to be sexual. And, you could see a guy that you like and say, you got a nice ass, shake that shit on the dance floor for me. And if he doesn't like it, guess what his choices are? Shake that shit or fight my ass. Like, he can't go, oh, it's sexy, and call the brute squad of like 8 cops who will be like, are you being a man? Sir, stop being a man, sir. Just like beating your fucking ass and shit like that. Like, yeah, imagine. Oh, I mean, it's toxic. Fucking don't be toxic, faggot. Christopher Raidmacher, the Raid Maker, says, hi, greetings from Germany. I'm a little bit drunk. I'm not. The Dominicans are getting stompy. Getting stompy with it. Getting stompy with it. Getting stompy with it. Yeah, they're going to get... Oh, man. They were having some domestic violence issues the other day. Tolstoy does not call the cops. I'm going to let you know that now. It was while I was trying to sleep, and I swear I was like, that woman's got to be dead. I've just never heard any crashing. I was just like, no, that's some MMA going on up there. You know what I mean? And it got so bad that I just fetched the 12 gauge out of the closet and racked the bolt right up against the ceiling, like where I was hearing the noise. Like, I think you need to understand, like, if I'm not going to send the cops, I'm going to send me, and I'm going to be up there, and I'm going to be tired. I'm going to have a loaded gun. Just kidding. Guns are politically incorrect. All of you. Gulag. Vectasek. Your whole name reminds me of the VTech. Says, if you were fired and evicted tomorrow, what would you do? Okay, well, that essentially you're asking me what are my, you're asking me about my suicide plans. Like, thanks. Thanks, guy. Am I trying to forget about that? Well, we can't talk about that. I mean, there's a couple different avenues. They covered a couple different ways this can play out, which is like, and they range from like a yin and yang style of like a peaceful to a less than peaceful to a very unpeaceful. So one of them is I go full Chris McCandless and I just go to Alaska with whatever gear I can bring with me, and when I die, I die. That's a method of suicide, and I find it noble. I would like to have the climbing skills and the gear so I could at least play around in Denali and like die up there, or like Mount Shasta or something. Actually, fuck it. There's Mount Washington in New Hampshire, I found out. It's where they filmed Everest. So, I'll go die there. See my ex before I go die. Anyway. But, so that's one way. But my thought process on that is, I bet you can't do a Chris McCandless these days because it's not 90s anymore, and some cop will pull you over and go, sir, why are you... just like shoot through, you can't hitchhike, you'll get raped up the butthole. So, I don't know. So then there's just go to the forest and kill yourself. Don't do anything cool first, which that's the safest way for no one to find me and for me to die peacefully. That's the safest way. I don't know, and the other end of the spectrum that we can't talk about, but like have fun first. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just, yeah. So, Chill Dude 22, whose little avatar is that of Sans. I never got into this, but I actually really like Undertale. So, I've played it. He says, who are you voting for? B, I'm an anarchist. I don't fucking vote, and you know that. Mark74 Echo says, ever drink Rolling Rock? It's my daily drink. Rolling Rock is corporate shit. No, I'm a hipster. I only drink fucking, like, IPAs, and apparently corporate shit. That doesn't really do it for me. Like, I just feel like it's robbing my intelligence. It's not really giving me, like, the buzz. Like, fuck. Okay, 2 out of 12. 10 left of these. I don't think well, I guess the whole point was to make it safe so I couldn't get myself trashed. Why 5%? Why is that not powerful enough? Well, you're used to drinking IPAs that are 7. It's like a few percent, bro. That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. Christopher Raidmacher says, I'll shave my head bald live on Facebook. Cheers. All right. Do you want a cookie? Well, I shaved my head. What do you think? I think I want a cookie? Fuck. Matthew Borkowitz. BJ Blaskowitz says, college and work is like the worst type of constant gambit. It makes you feel like shit and suicidal all at once. Bro, I know about that. Not that I've ever gone to college. I really haven't, but I understand that constant work, but never seeing any benefit for yourself, which makes me think like if the world went to shit, I would probably go up in standing. I mean, if you spend all day clearing zombies out of the field, like that's your fucking field, man. And who says it's not? That guy over there, shoot him. What's he gonna do? Call the cops? Ooh, no cops in the boogaloo. Tolstoy says hashtag no cops in the boogaloo. Bro Team Pill says Tolstoy. Hell yeah, my man. Awesome. Thank you. Robert Kilpatrick says North Face is fashionable. Hate to say it. Yeah, it's really fashionable. And like I can sit here and hate, but like people need warm clothing. Like people who aren't even like, trying to be out there in the nature. Like fucking New York, Chicago. It's fucking cold. I know those dudes wear, people in the hip hop community wear a lot of those, North Face jackets and shit like that. And I can't hate. It's fucking cold where they live. It's not even that cold really here, but I just feel like it's a style that reflects like the whole, that's their whole shtick. That's their advertisement. That's the lifestyle that they're selling, supposedly, is the outdoorsy shit. And the problem is that people use this as a tool to identify other people who are in their group so that they can ask them, hey, you want to go climbing? Hey, you want to go, bow hunt or some shit like that, like bow hunting. Like, you wouldn't ask a dude in the North Face to go bow hunting, even though I would like to go bow hunting. You would look for someone wearing Realtree. You see someone wearing Realtree, you're like, oh, this guy hunts. I feel like that's turning us into some sort of like sad modern day capitalistic oligarchical, what's the word? Feudalist shit. I don't want to be like that. But at the same time, I'm like, this bitch repping out like she's like Forest Girl, but in reality, like, you a bitch. So like, if you sucked my dick, I would probably forgive you, but you didn't do that, bitch. Anyway, Einar Jars 95 says, I will respect if you hate the Sonic movie. Didn't say I hated it. It was just not good. It's okay. It was just whatever. King Europe says, there isn't even the option to give you a super chat on the stream. Motherfucker, what is a super chat? Oh, that's like where you bump up into my stream or something. I think that's not me doing this. That's if I were to do a different thing. This is like, I don't know. There's two ways to live stream. This one seems to be more reliable. So start doing this. Protein Pill says, do not talk shit on X-Men in here. We have the facts. I have the facts too. He's from fucking Louisiana. I don't have my phone. I'm not going to do it on my computer. Fuck you. I know about... I grew up watching that shit. All right? How you trying to tell me about Gambit? He's my favorite character. Except for Wolverine, who I'm clearly most like. Your daily reminder that Wolverine in the comics officially was 5'3" and never showered and was more like an animal and was, mean and Canadian and liked to be aloof and alone. And Hollywood was like, but what if he was sexy? Oh, yeah. Make him sexy. And then they made it the all Wolverine Power Hour, which can't really be a good lone wolf character if the camera is shoved so far up your ass that we're always watching a live feed of you digesting your lunch. Like, fuck. You fucked that one up, Hollywood. Like, the real main character of X-Men, the leader, was Scott Summers. Cyclops. That's right. God, these are shit. I don't really feel like I'm getting tanked. I just feel like I'm like losing IQ points, man. They're like dumbass potions. Gallo Shank says, we have been called the Texas of Canada. I'm half Irish and Native American. I shoot guns and drink vodka and hunt moose. I'm on my way. I don't even know. I was about to do the sound of like Dixie, like, but I don't know what's the equivalent for Canada, like fucking hey, dude. That's my thing, man. Is like, I could respect you guys as kind of like our rivals, like, you know what I mean? You had that same pioneering spirit. You guys were just like, wow, a completely horrible and unhospitable environment. Better trap every single animal here and kill all the natives. No, that part is terrible. But actually, that is actually what I've heard, is that Canada treats its natives like way worse than America ever did. Like, everyone's like, what happened to the Native Americans was terrible. And I feel like that meme of like the monkey puppet going like that or whatever is Canada. Like, Canada's just like, well, let's not talk about what we did, eh? Oh, yeah. Butcher Wing says, now scream radiator. Radiator. I should have brought tissue because alcohol always makes my nose run. Okay, F. Ugh. I'm like looking at like, there's a crumpled up tissue. No idea what is in that. Do I have it? Nope, nothing in my kangaroo pocket. What about in my pocket? F. Nope, just gonna have a clogged nose. I'm just gonna sound like this. What are you gonna do about it? God, these are terrible. I literally don't feel like I'm having a buzz right now. Oh, fuck. Well, you got until 10 o'clock to go get beer. Oh, it's snowing. By the way, I wasn't thinking about drinking. I was thinking about hiking it. But still, not really what I want to do. Okay. That's satisfying, though. Okay, well, this is a pair of socks. I don't know. Yep. Ah, shit. No, this is one of the polymer socks that I need to. Okay, well, for some reason, it's packaged with a shitty cotton dicky sock, so. Oh, fuck off. That's satisfying as shit. That was some real ASMR. Ugh. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, God. Some of these comments, bud. Sukabliat says, I'll have to ask the wish granter for Big Igloo. Oh my God, please. By the way, one of my coworkers kind of know about my igloo fascination, and I've memed igloo stuff around them, but it's the South, and okay, so like, what are they gonna do about it? And one of the cooler ladies who knows me better, she's got a bunch of tattoos, and she's like, "Do you not have any tattoos?" And I was like, no. And I was like, but I might get an igloo tattoo. And she's like, oh my God, I have to go with you if you get the igloo tattoo. Like, she knows about the igloo shit. Like, I was in Boston and I was all like, if it breaks out, I was like texting her, like at a bar. I was like, I don't know what to do if it breaks out. And she's like, I will come get you and bring boot gear. And I was all like, hey, boot gear is special. It's customized. Drop by my place and get my brother to bring boot gear. And she's like, we'll do. And I was like, yeah. All right. Gripping Stranger says, I've also been listening / watching you since I was about 16. I'm 27. Good to see you. Enjoy your last 3 years of being 20, because then you turn 30 and you shoot yourself, apparently. That was a dark one. Amit Pun says, how was your day? Fucking terrible. Did you not catch the beginning of the live stream? Rospidin. Every time I see your name, I think Rospier, and I think you're going to end up with your head on a pike. I've realized after watching your last few live streams of the past few days that I'm basically you, except older and stuck in Texas. Well, Texas is pretty cool, but you ain't got no mountains, son. What am I going to do without no mountains? You do have caves. I do want those caves and desert. However, what I found out was, like, apparently you cannot walk. Like, you can't just walk a place in Texas. Like, you'll die in the heat. Like, I didn't know that shit until somebody was like, yeah, so I was walking along in Texas. Walking along in Memphis. No, walking in Texas. And multiple people pulled over. It was actually Count Dankula. I mean, I don't watch Count Dankula. He is a thought terrorist, and I wish that he'll be cleansed. But I was watching him for OBSEC reasons. And he was like, apparently he went to Texas and he tried to like walk to a place and he started like sweating profusely. And like 9 people pulled over and were like, get in, buddy. Because like, apparently you don't walk anywhere in Texas in the summer. It's considered a suicide run. Challenge fucking accepted. What I need is a tactical sombrero. I know that sounds like the gayest thing you've ever heard, but I'm not wrong. Twin Felix thinks, so is the Tolstoy compound no longer going to be a thing? Oh, well, no, I'm working towards it. It's not going to be a thing if I kill myself. No, yeah, then I don't know what's going to happen because I'll be dead. So there's that. But working on it. Got to get a better job first. So the issue, I guess, is that we do own some property, but it's not close to any of the major hospitals. It is close to one hospital. I already put in my application and didn't get the job. But don't worry. Don't worry. Fucking damn it. Where's the one I just blew my nose into? Fuck. Don't you judge me. Fuck. See, this is why I like liquor, though. I don't get this sniffle shit with liquor. I already put in my application with that hospital, and they said no, but don't worry. And I don't even hate her, but like a Mexican lady who I knew but did not have anywhere near the same experience that I did also put in her shit, failed their test that they gave her, which I did as well, but I admitted that I did it, and still got the job. And I had a reference inside the hospital. But don't worry, it doesn't matter because, I bad for, the conditions that I couldn't control, like the way that I was born. Hey, wasn't there some dude who said we shouldn't judge people based on the color of their skin, but the content of their character? Nah, fuck him. He doesn't know anything. So anyway, long story short, So we had some land near there, but like now I don't know what's gonna happen to it, and I need to shoot for one of the big hospitals. So like Duke or UNC or whatever the fuck, and I don't want lime, goddammit, or raspberry. I want a new flavor. I want a new drug. Oh wow, they load this shit up with lime. It's just fucking lime. They're just like, I hope you like lime, bitch. Or some satellite installations or whatever the fuck. But then basically I have to figure that out. And then I have to find cheap land, rural area around there. So instead of leaning on my family's land that we own, I'm going to attempt to purchase my own. And I'm going to be requesting help from Hal, who did basically that. Got to keep pounding these things if you actually want to get a buzz. Jesus, that woman at work wasn't wrong. She's like, I can just drink those like they're water. Like, yep, you can. I don't really feel affected. It feels like I've had one beer. That's dicked up. Better keep fucking pounding, Tolstoy. I'm going to have to piss my ass off in a minute. Vectisek says, haha, you spent the entire time with this girl admiring yourself while belaying her and shouting at her while you're built like a brick shithouse and she's a pussy for not DRP. I don't know what DRP is. For not derp. For not derp. Yeah, well, look, man. Benefit me in one way or the other. The ultimate end goal would have either been like one or the other. Like, you want to spend time with me? Then suspend my ass in the air while I rock climb. Okay? If you want to spend time with me, but you can't do that, dick sucking must ensue. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, yeah, I even told her that. She's like, well, I could be a friend of hers. I was like, bitch, I got enough friends. I was like, male friends are better. I was like, you ain't gonna lend me money. You ain't gonna back me up in a fight. You're not gonna let me crash on your couch. So, how are you benefiting me? And I'm like, I don't give a shit if she climbs good. I just figured if you enjoyed it more, if you enjoyed the sport, then you would be more likely to show up and belay for my ass, because I don't want you to belay slave, because I want you to have fun, because ultimately, even though I'm a dick, I still have a heart. Fuck. Anyway. Mark74E says, yes, beat your children, so I ain't got to deal with them later in life, please. No, Mark, I'm going to send those motherfuckers to Oklahoma, where all of my family is. You probably patrol the town that they live in. Like, fuck. On my mother's side. Vetasek says, dropping, then got confused when she's not cool. Awesome stuff, incredible bit. Wait, what? DRP. Dropping, then got confused. I don't get your comment. Then he says, then he says, sorry, I've been drinking. So have I. Botas says, autism. Very good. CBT, shut the fuck up. Oh, wow. Man, they do sneak up on. Oh. Fuck. Well, then this has been a terrible investment. Sometimes you feel the alcoholic buzz, and sometimes they just make you stupid. Why? I still don't get it. Maybe I never will. Well, do you feel okay now? Nowhere near as good as I did a couple, last week. It was a beer. You were rock climbing. Food was involved. It should not have made you feel good. I don't know. Maybe there's just something to talking to other people while you're intoxicated. Maybe drinking by yourself isn't as good. Yeah, you used to love getting drunk by yourself. I have no idea. Wow. CBT Production says you're still alive, laughing my ass off. Thank you. Kane the Warlock says, the Sonic lore is wired. In Japan, it's always been Earth like a Dragon Ball kind of deal. When it came to America, they made up Mobius. Then Sad AM Cartoon had made up the lore, and Archie ran with it. Yeah, I know. And I recognize that it's not going to be universal. I told my brother it's a lot like the Gospels. It's a lot like, we have 4 different accounts of Jesus's life and his teachings and whatnot, and not all of them agree on and some of them have slightly contradictory depictions, but they have overlapping narratives, and we take the to get the picture of Christ, we take the most common things shared between all of them, and we use that as a reference. And that's not something they did. Like, in no Sonic universe are the rings, except for in the video game, you jump through the ring and you get, okay, whatever, fuck it. But anyway. Mark says Aladdin is my fave. Yeah, even as a kid, I picked up on the fact that they were fucking with history. And like, even as a kid, like my mom like gave us some big spiel about like, hey man, Pocahontas wasn't really like that. She wasn't in love with the dude. She kind of got sold back to England. They paraded her around as like the noble savage. Like, ain't really like that, fam. And so as a kid, I was just like, eh. You know what I mean? But Aladdin it's based off of Arabic folklore, and I feel like it pays homage to Alibaba. It does not rip it off, as opposed to like everything else they do. They fucked the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, they fucked that shit up. Victor Hugo's spinning in his goddamn grave. So I don't know. Of all of them, that one does the least damage, I guess. Kane the Warlock says, also Ken Penders. Ken Penders is a fucking weird guy. He quoted Mein Kampf, Martin Niem. Now, how are you writing that? What do you have, like an attachment, like for German? Martin Niemöller, and wanted to write a story about Sally losing her virginity to his basically OC. No. No. What can I say but delete this? Like, I'm interested to see this, but only because it's Trainwreck. So PM me that. Oh, fuck. But don't? I don't know. Anyway, I also have to take a piss. This is the part where I lose viewership because they tune in and they're looking at my chair. Is there something I can play for you that you would enjoy? You know what I mean? While looking at my fucking chair? Here. This is not for kids. Fuck you. Crash will watch over everything. You can't see Crash. Does he balance? Fuck you. He balances. I'm not drunk. And you're a whore. Shitbag. You're heavier than I remember, Crash. There you go. I balanced him at first. Fuck off. There you go. He's probably going to fall when I get up. Desperately need to pee. Oh, fuck. I'm getting trashed, so, life is shit. So I'm getting trashed, so life is shit. Yeah. You know about it now. All right, quit your bitching. I'm back. Getting belligerently drunk on White Claw. This is fine. Fuck my... Hey, the viewership stayed at a steady 31 viewers, although I'm sure that there's more, and YouTube is lying about that shit. Just like Epstein. He didn't kill himself. The satanic pedophile elite killed him. It's okay. It's all right. They just run our government, and you all do nothing about that shit. Because you're gay. Oh, wow. Mark says, ever read The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan? No. My favorite ASM artist says that it's a, quote, epic of a read. And I feel like it's one of those fantasy novels that like is 10 times longer than Lord of the Rings. And I don't have like the longest fucking thing I've ever read is Ender's Game. Is the Ender's Game trilogy? No, not trilogy. Cantology? What the fuck? The Ender's Game series and the Shadow series. Like, I had so much investment in it, and after a while, I just atrophied. And like, did he ever finish it? Did that fucking Mormon motherfucker ever go back and tell us who the Descaladores are? Like, oh, okay, all right, okay. Kane the Warlock says the movie kind of. Oh no. Oh no, you're from Mass and you wrote it like a masshole. The movie kind of fallows. Fallows, man. Oh no, I said my O like a Balmer, hun. Oh Jesus. Shut up. You're all like, Tolstoy's drunk. Yeah, well, life is shit. So Tolstoy's allowed to be drunk. It's better than the ultimate. If you're too drunk to load the gun, it's harder to kill yourself. The movie kind of follows the game, not the comics. There are reasons Sega gave the comic license to IDW and canceled Archie's comic. They really canceled the Archie comic? That shit was running for like 3 decades. Why would they do that? Why do I sound like the bird from Neverending Story 2? God damn my life. What was his name? It was something horrible like Snively. No, wait, that's literally from Sad I Am. You remember the bird from Neverending Story that was like, you can use Orin to wish for anything you want. Use it to wish for something, master. Like, why do I fucking sound like that in Universe's Golem? Oh, I know, because Allah is punishing me for being alive. Sven says, what's Sonic? All right, then. So Gallo Shank says, good idea about Alaska. I'll join you. Bro, you're welcome to join me in my suicide quest. Botox, I'm sorry, his name is Botox, says, if you're going to commit, at least go to a therapist. Some therapists are awful. Son, I'm not going to a fucking therapist, dude. I know exactly why I'm depressed. I know the full nature of reality. I have dropped pipe hitting acid and met God. Okay? Like, I understand the way everything is. Like, it's not a matter of if I talk it out, like, oh, I'll just like, no, it's just the game is over. And, you know, I ran a simulation and I failed in this simulation. Like, I really feel like it has a lot to do with the tools I was given and the sabotage that was taken upon me very early in life. But okay, you know, whatever. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be all, you know, fucking social justice crybaby about it. I'm not trying to get attention. I'm just saying there's a lot of people like there was a conversation, a real conversation that I had between me and some friends of mine. And there was another friend of my friends named Russell who was in the car with us and we were driving out to go hiking. And Russell was also the kind who was also kind of suicidal, a lot like Tolstoy. And they said something like, well, you know, if you feel that way, why don't you express it or whatever? And I said something like, you know, well, I don't feel like putting that on my friends or whatever. If I do it, it's between me and God and it has nothing to do with you. And there's nothing that you could do to change it or to make it, you know, I'm not putting that onus on you, like on anyone, on any of my friends or my family. Like, you've done all you can do. You know, it has nothing to do with you. Like, you know, if I couldn't find success in this world, it's not your fault. And I don't give a shit. Just like if you were to murk yourself, I wouldn't really give a shit. And I would be like, well, he's out, you know, I don't blame you. Bye-bye. See you. Bye, Felicia. So and when I've said that, like Russell in the back went, mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, so he gets it. Like, you know, we're not playing that fucking game. Like, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just saying what it is. Like, actually, so to go full Alex Jones on it, I'm kind of a retard. No, but I've been watching Cells at Work. If you ever see it, it's a really cool anime. I'm really enjoying it. I tried JoJo's again. I'm just not that fucking retarded. And I've been watching Cells at Work, and they got to the chapter with cancer. And it's actually kind of quite in depth and very, very Japanese kabuki theater-esque. The whole dialogue between the cancer cell and the it wasn't a macrophage. It's a so Cells at Work. Just look it up. It's an anime about. It's like an educational anime about like a dramatization of what goes on inside your body. Well, there's a cancer cell, and the cancer cell is like, fighting off all the T cells, and he's just like, hey, look, and he's like big and mutinous, and and is mutating, and he's doing shit. He looks like fucking Kane, and he's like, hey, look, I'm just doing what I'm programmed to do. All I ever tried to do was survive, and the T cell is like, hey, man, I can respect that, but I got to kill you. And I'm just like, dope. And that's all I'm fucking asking for, man, is like, if I don't work with this society, if society doesn't agree with me and wants me to slave and suffer, then just kill me. But here's the issue. Society is not even that moral. Like, fuck. Like, they don't. Wait, that's an interesting concept. I'm too fucked up to think about this really, but Francis Fukuyama would be able to give me the answer. Like, so the Japanese did a lot of horrible shit in World War II, specifically to our guys and to the Chinese. And they did it because in their society, they have a concept that is sort of like, you don't ever surrender. You'd rather die than surrender. So when they saw Chinese surrendering and they saw Americans surrendering, they thought that it was like a sign of them being subhuman. That's the propaganda. That's the way that their culture interpreted it, whatever. And I don't agree with that, but I'm wondering, like, did they not ever have any slavery? Like, did they not go through that? I don't actually know the answer to that. God damn, as somebody who's like as poli-sci as I am, did they never have like that weird moral in between of, we conquer this enemy tribe, we take them as slaves, it's better than killing them? That's a, I don't know, a moral gray ground that you can decide how you feel about that, but that's how it worked through most of history. And in America, it's like we had slaves, and so I guess we decided it's better to have. Well, we imported their asses. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we won them in battle, but either way, rather be. I agree with the Japanese in this. Better to die than be a slave. I've thought about that. I was like, yeah, but you keep living, and if your slave master gives you a bitch, you reproduce. You just have slave kids. Technically, slaves are more successful than people who die in war and don't pass on their genes. Like, she keeps me up at night. But either way, in my own personal morals, I would rather die than be a slave. And I feel like my society, I'm just like, all right, I'm standing before the giant, and I'm like, okay, if I can't win, no matter what I do, then fucking kill me. Let's do it. And my society's like, LOL, no, you're a slave. And then my next thought is like, oh, okay, if you're not going to confront me, then I guess I should confront you. But that's all we'll say about that, guys. We should erase all of this. Man, these do sneak up on you. Holy shit. How many have I had? 3. 3. You wrote 3. A combination of 3 and 5. Like, fantastic. And it's 7:30. I have all night to torment my brother. Mostly I will torment my brother. I think that's what I'll do. Reaching for my sock tissue. Oh, it's getting kind of full of snot. Yeah, there you go. This side's clean. Well, yeah, thinking about it, Imperial Japan must have had some level of servitude. No, I'm too trash to think about it. I'm not trying to be wise at this point in time, but that is my thought process, is like, I feel like society should do the honorable thing and just send someone to kill me. Like, it's all I'm really asking for is a Metal Gear Solid-esque showdown between me and whatever FBI agent is always watching my ass. I mean, fuck's sake. Come on, man. Sven says, I like your gun impression. What is my gun impression? What? I haven't impressed anyone. Have I done a lot of gun impression? Okay. Gallo Shank says, PM, I know all the plants, the bushcraft skills. We got to go do it with no gear, though. Primitive. No. I'm a climber, bro. I want all the good gear. I want that fucking polymer harness that keeps me from falling to my death. Well, but then I'm going to fall to my death. Like, I just need it so I can get high enough so that the fall gives me a second to think about life, but then I'm not going to be alive when I hit the ground. This is what we're doing. But thank you. You can be primitive. Your ass better learn how to belay, though. Like this bitch can't. I assume that since you're a man, you're probably competent. Oops. Shouldn't have said that. Just kidding, JK. That's what an evil fascist would say. Would shay? Would they? Would they shea butter? God damn. All right then, Tolstoy, you stupid drunk asshole. Oh God, it's gonna be a long live stream, but I have nothing else to do. It's snowing outside. We're snowed in. I mean, can you get blackout drunk on White Claw? We're gonna find out. Everyone's just like, no, Tolstoy, don't do this. This is what we're doing. Here's some ASMR for you. Let's move all these over here, all my empties. Sven says, who are you talking to? That was my brother. So he lives with me, and I was just letting him know that I'm getting trashed because I have a lot of problems that tend to come out when I'm trashed. And I have to act a certain way when I'm trashed. And he should probably be aware of that shit ahead of time. You know, I'm just giving him a warning, you know. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, the North Face is kind of shit. It's basically worn to flex that you own it. It's slightly better than Supreme, but Supreme is the worst, so... Wow. He's kind of right. See, that's my problem. Is that with outdoorsy shit, I don't know, with companies that rep out as like the people who help outdoorsy people achieve their shit, you know what I mean? With it being so expensive, God, I'm not in the state of mind right now where I can explain this and my entire theory about this. Hang on, I've also got a lot of gas. It's seltzer. I have this fear that essentially they're not really quality goods. They are a giant resource flex. Like, I'm sure a Rolex watch is an okay watch. You know, I'm sure it tells time. I'm sure it tells time accurately. Will it tell time better than a Fossil watch? Well, they're both Swiss movements. Just one of them costs $5,000 fucking dollars or more, which is fucking insane. But rich people like to wear that so that they can get bitches. And that's what I'm afraid of is that people who are wearing this are wearing it just to show that they have the money so that they can get bitches. It's a resource flex, not because it's actual quality, when really I actually want quality from my gear. Like, I'm actually going to run around outside and do a bunch of shit, you know? And so Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake is comparing it to Supreme, which is like, fuck. Like, I would like to believe that the company is not just... Supreme isn't even a sportswear company. Like, I mean, really, gun to my head, I should have gotten a look. I just needed a hoodie. I've never had a hoodie before. Really, I should have gotten a Under Armour hoodie. Why? Because I know that their shit is tested by athletes. I know that their shit is made for athletes. But their hoodies sort of rep out as like American soldier shit. Like that's the market they're going for is like X-Mills. Well, I'm not one of them, and I don't want to rep out as one of them. So I got North Face instead. Also, I just saw it in the store, and it's green. And it has a bear on it. I like green. There's a bear. Horrible bear. But yeah, it is kind of a fucking resource flex. That's what I'm kind of afraid of with that. You think that's bad? That jacket that I bought that I still have to review. I have a lot of things to review. When do I do reviews? Gulag. That cool jacket. No, not cool. Like, it's so cool. Like KUHL. I'm worried it's not a good company. I'm worried it really has nothing to do with like skiing or snowshoeing or rock climbing. It's just expensive so that you can show bitches you have it. I hate that. I don't want to be that, but fuck it. If they make good gear, I will actually be down. Like, you know. Anyway, I get stuck on certain concepts. And then he confirms that, yes, Gambit is from New Orleans. I told you, bitch. King K. Ripple says, hey, Tolstoy, following on the question earlier, if you got evicted and you lost your job, why are you fuckers so depressing? I'm trying to escape this shit. What the fuck? Okay. If you got evicted and lost your job tomorrow, do you have any strategies that wouldn't eventually result in suicide? I never thought about it. No. 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 Uh, I guess I could live with my grandparents. They have a house, like 20 minutes from here. But living with them would be hard. They're old. They're also insane and narcissistic. I mean, they're gonna die soon, but and I guess it would only be until I could get back on my feet. But the point is once I'm fired, I lost my job or evicted or whatever. Well, how can I ever get another job again? That's how the beast works. Read your Bible, people. But for real, I mean, anyone who does not have the mark upon their palm or upon their head will not be allowed to trade in the end of days. Like, it's all moving towards this Chinese social system of credits. If you you talk bad about the machine, if you do anything the machine doesn't like, you're done. You're as good as dead. I guess I'm kind of emo in Japanese, and I just take everything to an nth degree, and I'm just like, well, then you might as well kill yourself. But there's probably another way out. So, no, not really. Do any of my strategies not result in death? But I haven't thought about it. I guess anyway. The Omni Seal says, Pastor Tolstoy. Yeah, that's right. I'm a pastor, bitch. No laws when you're drinking claws, he says drunkenly. King K. Ripple then says, like, pawn all your stuff or go live back with your parents. Can't live with my parents. They're in a retirement community. They're not going to let my ass in for a bit or live in the forest. You're a smart dude. And shortly it would be impossible to eventually get back. It would be, no, you literally wrote impossible. Thanks for that Freudian slip. It would be impossible eventually to get back on your feet in the U.S. You are correct. It would be impossible. Therefore, suicide is the only way. There you fucking go. Hell yeah. Dicky Dido. And everything. Oh, jumped. And I got to scroll the fuck back up. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Kanan Warlock says, Super Chat is donating to you to post a comment that you see immediately. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, don't I get to him eventually. You don't got to do that. Just, toss a coin to your Witcher. Or whatever the fuck. Omni Seal says, your name fits that title. Does it? Because Tolstoy was a Christian? I don't get it. He wasn't a pastor. He was a writer. Anyway. Botas says, fuck. I forgot you live in the USA where you have to pay for everything. Okay, Bernie. Where do you live that you don't pay for things? No, go ahead. I'll wait. Matthew Borkowski says, watching this and doing schoolwork at the same. Doesn't say time, just says at the same. Which one of us is drunk? Fuck you. Says, because fuck school. About to stop going and sell Kool-Aid as Rainbow Coke. What? Well, what are you going to school for, son? Then Zachary Pina says, ayy. And then Yum says, make more ASMR videos, bro. I would, but that's not really the main focus of my channel. It's really, well, it was everything. I could do whatever I wanted. But then the FTC was like, hey, man, you aren't marketing to kids, are you? And I'm like, no. So now I just do survival shit. So, for example, let's very drunkenly review this K-bar knife. Yup, it's a knife. I checked. Good review. Pay me for this. No, anyway. Happy Fun Time says, sup, my guy. Nothing. Gallo Shank says, it don't matter affirmative action. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're talking about the hospital? Yeah, pretty much. And you know what? I don't dislike the girl. She came to the classes that I was going to. and she sat down at my table, and she smiled, and her teeth. Okay, oh God, Jesus Christ. How do I explain this without being creepy? I study a lot of evolutionary biology / psychology, so like I look at people's teeth and their bone structures, and I just like think to myself, oh my God, you look like this. Yeah, I know you. You're related to this person. I've literally worked with a coworker from Pennsylvania, where a lot of my family is from, and been like, oh wow, you have the same dental structure as my cousin. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it is. Anyway, she smiled and she looked like my ex, and my ex was a little bit Native American, and this girl's obviously from Mesoamerican descent. And my first thought was like, yeah, girl. Like that shouldn't have been my first thought, but it was like, I will conquer your pussy. Anyway, and so I have nothing against her. She's a nice person, but she doesn't have the same experience that I do. And why did she get that job? That's all I'm saying. Is like maybe it's because you're trying to fuck me over. So Gallo Shank says, nice man. My family is cattle ranchers here in Alberta. I'm trying to buy more land and start a sheep farm. Do you need help in that sheep farm? Because I'm your guy. Because I have what's that? I'm a creative guy who gives things a try. I'm Tolstoy Kafkaevsky. That was literally my jingle that a dude wrote for me. Thick. So, Orky Bork says, sorry to keep bugging you on this, but any chance we can get that Discord invite going? Fuck, dude. I put it up and I've set it to permanent. I swear to God, I did that. Yeah, we'll fix that. The Discord is probably dead. I haven't been on there in a long time. I really mean to go back to it. I promise. I know my promises sound like they're like, I'll never do it. I really do get back to my promises. I really do unfuck myself. It just takes years. It does take years. Hey, I told my family that drinking was not a permanent thing. It was a temporary solution. And one day I did, in fact, quit drinking. And got on drugs. But I mean, it's the point is I quit drinking. Sort of. Now I'm both drinking and on drugs. I'm not on drugs. I'm just kidding. Lol. No, I'm on drugs. So I will get back to that. I like how Happy Fun Times is like getting hammered. What does it look like? Mr. Reynolds 8888 says, always good to see you, Stoy. Oh no. My short would be Stoy. Fuck. Okay. Couch, that's just his name, Couch, says, Tolstoy lives. I've been a fan since the airsoft gun reviews. I think I ended up taking those down because those might be seen as kid-friendly. So, sorry, man. I have them saved on my hard drive, but that is all. And then he says, oh, man, I remember the knife reviews. What knife reviews? Did I ever review the... Yeah, I did. Yeah, check that shit out, the Mannix. That's technically my knifeu. Favorite knife. Now that the lockup mechanism fucking works, I don't know why that what do they call it? It's not an axis lock, a ball bearing lock. Super fucking hard to break in. Decent, amazing lock, but still harder than an axis lock to break in. Really. Twin Phalanx says, working full time at the beginning of my 20s is soul crushing. Oh yeah. He says, I see why you drank so heavily. Why should I work more than half of my life for someone else when I can go out and camp and hike? Yep. You get it. Society is aimed at taxing me and giving my money to somebody else. Well. Yep. I don't want to get into that. F. There's... Yeah, I don't want to get too real. But yeah, that's why I drank. Trance Gamer says, German people are right-wing terrorists and evil. Exactly. Kill them all. Gas them all. And then we'll be better than the Nazis because we gassed all the Germans who were Nazis. Yeah. That makes fucking sense. Oh, God, he spams this like several times. German piece of shit. If you getting offended, it's because you can't handle the truth. Where did you come from? Anyway, then Zachary Pina says chair. Yes. Kane, the Warlock, says Ken Penders was a writer for Archie. Sonic should have said that in the. And I figured it out, but I still need to see pics or son. It didn't happen. Like, I don't believe I don't believe that fur faggot sex ever occurred in the Archie comic version of Sonic. I'm sure that someone out there made some kind of, fan art, but I don't know about that. I don't want to see it. Oh, I gotta recline. Oh, that's good. Oh, fuck yeah, that's good. We'll just do this. All right, 4 White Claws in, and we're getting there. Getting pretty trashed. Happy Fun Time says, of course he takes the beer. You always take the beer. Damn it. Never leave it behind. Oh, God. Is that how delayed the comments are? The last time I took a piss? Holy shit. Gallo Shank said, and forgot the beer in the washroom. No, I didn't. I brought it back and I finished it. Now, Vectexx says, what are your greatest regrets? Mine is that I'm too much of a shithead to plan in the future or handle the present, and that I'm lost in thousands of dollars in Bitcoin. Oh, Jesus. God damn. Seriously, that's some heavy shit, my guy. No, I'm not reclining anymore. I also have to piss again. Yep. I will answer that question. I need a moment to meditate. Hey, man, we're an hour and a half in, and I'm getting trashed because essentially this is the first Friday that I've had in ever. F. And I brought toilet paper so that I can blow my nose. Y'all used to make fun of me for keeping toilet paper on my desk, so I stopped doing that because y'all were saying that I was masturbating with it, but I was also blowing my nose, so you wrong, bitch. I think you need to talk to little homie. We haven't seen little homie in this one. Oh, fuck. Okay, biggest regrets. I don't know. Well, I talked to God one time on acid, and he said that everything that I've ever done has essentially been for good. So I guess I don't have any. It all hurts. It all sucks. But apparently it's for a good reason, I guess. It's hard to explain. Biggest if we don't follow that narrative, then like I don't know. No, nothing, because everything is yin and yang, give and take, and everything has a benefit and a drawback. The idea that there is some sort of like maximization of all stats is fucking wrong. In reality, every choice you make has a benefit and a drawback. So really, we all end out the kind of the same, equal in the end. You know what I mean? And it's like, I could sit here and like say, well, what if you had not dropped out and gone into homeschooling? You could have stayed in school. I was like, you would have killed yourself earlier than you did. Oh, Jesus, God, now I predicted the future. You know what I mean? I could say, well, what if you had gone to college or some shit like that? Yeah, you would have killed yourself. You know what I mean? Like, that's mostly just it. Is I make all of these decisions that are hard to make, but ultimately based on like the most sane decision that I can make at the time. Yeah. Well, losing thousands of dollars in Bitcoin is shit, but if it spikes again, just sell your shares. I'm assuming it's the stock market. That's how things work. I'm pretty sure you're wrong. I'm pretty sure that you need to talk to a little homie. Holy fuck. 4 of these in, and I'm kind of slurring my words. They're 5%. Well, yeah, you drank 4 in an hour and a half. That's not a lot. Happy Fun Time says, never did that one. I either finish it or it stays in my hand. Never did that one. Yeah, okay. Gallo Shank says, I do. It's all legal weed smoke up here. Really? Do you need help? I'm coming. What do you guys got? Shotguns? Can you have assault rifles? Can you tell me? I need to know. Can I have an AK there? If I can have an AK, I'm gonna move up there to fucking Canada. My fucking stupid, like, like tiny ass can barely handle the cold in Boston. Imagine fucking Canada. I'm gonna die. Great. I'm gonna die. Finally. Zachary Pina says Epstein never existed. What do you mean? Fuck you. Fuck off. That's probably the next thing that Hillary's going to come out and go, well, Epstein, I don't even know. That bitch thinks she's going to run again. And to be perfectly honest, thank you. Thank you, merciful Allah, for giving us these sweet, precious lulls that I need to survive. The memes, they will be glorious. I predict I'm getting a prophecy that the Jones shall return. Alex Jones. All right, you are too fucking drunk. I am deleting this by the morning. You are all lucky to see what you see. The Omni Seal says, please read Brandon Sanderson's book, please. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Mark 74 Echo says, hell ain't finished. What? Been reading it since 1993. What are you talking about? Gallo Shank says, patiently waiting for the next crusade. Jesus, mate. It's destiny. We all have roles. I feel the Hebrew Israelites preaching in the streets got it right. Are you talking about the Hoteps? You talking about the black Hebrew Israelites? Are you sure? Okay. I'm going to skip all the rest of your comments. Hey, it's Clive Winston. Clive, we should go hiking soon. He says, damn, I'm in class right now, missing the Uncle Tolstoy stream. I'll catch you all next time. Or just stream until midnight, and I'll show up at 10. Fuck it. Why not? Like, I'm going to be a stuttering asshole by that point, but fuck it. Gallo Shank says, seppuku with a custom-made wakizashi can't be a puss. Oh, money, pop, home. Oh, my. These came from a Buddhist monastery in Maryland. Oh, money, pop, home. Oh, money, pop, home. F. Oh, money, pop, home. Oh, money, pop, home. Oh, money, pop, home. Yep. Custom-made wakizashi from West Virginia that is rusting to shit because have you noticed it's North Carolina? Also, I don't think this is actually capable of... Ooh, fuck you, cold girl. But the little metal Suba? That's so cool. She's actually quite lightweight as well. Can't really get that shit into frame without also risking killing myself. But... yeah, this is not the thing that I would use to kill myself. I wish I was that badass, but, think I'm gonna stick with the shotgun, man. Oh, fuck. How to put this back, eh?